Hello again, everybody. Ed0626 here. I hope you're all having a good day. This is the second of the double uploads I've got today. If you haven't already, check out the first video I had, which I'll link that somewhere up in the top right corner or somewhere in the description or even at the end of the video in the little outro animation I got there. And that's kind of explaining like where I've been the last month, what my mindset's been like regarding with YouTube and work and trying to balance out all, everything at once in my life. Today I'm going to be, or this video I should say, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about, Call of Duty and, the recent reveal of Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, I'm not going to lie, the trailer, it looked good. All gaming trailers are gonna look good. When they tease the game, they kind of explain to you what the game is gonna be about. Am I impressed with, the actual trailer, what the setting of the game is gonna be, what the story is actually gonna be? Not really. I'm not really impressed by anything that I've kind of seen in that trailer. Except for like one or two things, which I'll get to in a second. But all in all, I was left kind of disappointed. And it's really just because I don't want to have to play another World War II game. I mean, think about it like this. Think about the amount of World War II games that released in the span of a year or so. On PC and console. With Call of Duty World War II, the gameplay you're seeing in the background here. And then Battlefield 5, which, some would argue both games were catastrophic failures. But then you consider games like Hell Let Loose, and I think maybe one or two other big PC titles that have been, in the market, and a lot of PC players enjoy those games. So, there's been I don't know if there's been a demand for more World War II games, because back in the day, up until about the time of Modern Warfare, COD 4, there wasn't really a whole lot of modern shooters. It was just World War II stuff. Battlefield 1942 was, a World War II shooter. It was the first ever Battlefield. Like, World War II shooters were on the rise throughout the last 20 years or so, and then it kind of shifted towards a modern feel, which, was a nice change of pace, and now it's kind of reverted back, over the course of the last 5 years or so. And what exactly is there to really go back to? Call of Duty already has, within the last 15 years or so, Call of Duty already has 2 World War II titles. I mean, not even including the first few games of Call of Duty in general. Since post COD 4, there's been World at War, which many people consider to be one of the best, games of the franchise, or among the best. And then there's World War II, which is, on the fence for a lot of people. Some people, like my friend Foxman, who was actually in this gameplay with me, links for him will be down in the description. He thinks that it's probably one of the best games ever after they buffed everything out and they fixed the game. I am also of that opinion. I think World War II was a pretty solid game towards the end of its lifespan, and I enjoy going back to it every time and again. But, I don't really, enjoy the World War II setting. Battlefield 5 killed the fucking World War II setting for me. And I guess it's just because Battlefield 5 was an overall pretty lame game, because it really only ever got good, and the only time it ever really felt good was when they released the Japan theater, the Pacific theater of the war of World War II, and then they didn't, they just kind of killed it. After that point, they just kind of killed it, and it was really just left to die, and it really kind of soured me on a lot of World War II games. Now, one thing I will say about Vanguard that I appreciate is the fact that it's covering multiple fronts of the war. It's covering what I would call the core 4. The Western Front with, France and going into Germany, the Eastern Front with Russia. And then they're covering North Africa, which is actually one of my favorite, among one of my favorite theaters of the war. And then they're covering Japan, because obviously you have to cover Japan. I mean, how could you not? But so it kind of feels, in a way, to an extent, it kind of feels World at War-esque. Is it going to be like World War II in terms of story? I kind of highly doubt it. I think too many points of view is just going to leave the game to be a bit jumbled, and kind of like there's not really any real focus on any character. You're not going to have a lot of time with certain characters to really like appreciate them, for lack of better terms. I'm just talking about this from a story perspective. Gameplay wise, I don't know. We haven't seen any gameplay yet. I mean, Call of Duty over the last several years has done a really shit fucking job with like releasing anything, to be honest with you. Because think about it like this: we used to get Call of Duty reveals in like late spring, early summer, and now for some reason, for the last couple of years, they've been releasing shit super late. And I don't know if it's just because that they haven't done a good job at marketing the game or what, but I just feel like the machine is slowly coming apart, especially with all the shit we've been reading with the Activision Blizzard lawsuits recently, which are very fucking disturbing. If you really read into them and watch videos on them, it is fucking crazy. But I don't know, man. I just don't feel really hyped for Call of Duty now until I get my hands on a beta. Then I'll be a little bit more interested in what's going on with the game. I kind of don't understand. I kind of feel like they should do what they did with Cold War, where PS4 should get an alpha, or not even an alpha. I'm wrong. You know, like get like 2 weeks of a beta. I guess that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 are gonna get the beta early, and then it's gonna release again for Xbox and all that shit. So I hope it's good. Like, I really want the beta to be good, because to be honest with you, the last several games I've played, which have been Modern Warfare and Cold War, I have judged the game sorely based on the beta and how the games feel based on that. And that's kind of the reason why I didn't purchase the games, and the reason why that I've relied on my friends of mine like Dante to provide me gameplay for those games, because I just haven't enjoyed playing Call of Duty. Because if I don't like the beta, and if I don't have fun during the beta, what makes anyone think I'm going to spend $60 to $100 on a fucking game, whether it's standard or a special edition? You know? That's really where I'm kind of left at. And it's really, I want Vanguard to be good. Like, I like the concept of the behind the scenes, the special forces of World War II. I like the concept. I like the fact that it's covering 4 major fronts of the fucking war, which is like unheard of. But from a narrative perspective, it's probably going to be a jumbled mess. I mean, I'm not going to lie, like from a narrative perspective, I'm kind of afraid to play any sort of campaign just based on that alone, because I just feel like it's not going to be that good. Like, World at War did a pretty good job managing 2 things with the Eastern Front and the Pacific Theater, but like I don't know. I just want, like I said, I just want the game to be fucking good, man. I need new games to play. When the only game I'm truly excited for is the upcoming Battlefield game, which, to be honest with you, with the recent leaks I've seen, with the gameplay leaks, I'm not super impressed with right now. And I've only seen like maybe a few videos, like 1 or 2 videos. I'm not super impressed with certain things of the game, so even that's kind of, my hype for that is kind of hurt a little bit. I just, at this point, it's been coming. I don't know if it's just me being a cynical piece of shit or what. I have just been super cynical when it comes to the gaming industry, because I am just of the opinion that no fucking developer is really pumping out decent games anymore. At least games that are like, you know, polished, has good content at launch. I mean, at least the one thing I have hope for is that, you know, with the news I've seen from Charlie Intel, because I initially missed all the news drops because I was at work. You know, I'm just, like, at least we're gonna get like what, 20 maps on release. 20 maps. I mean, recently we've only ever gotten like 10 6v6 maps, maybe like 8 or 9 or 10, one of those, but who the fuck knows. At least we're getting some decent content at launch to keep us busy for a couple months until the DLCs start to roll in. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I mean, at this point, I'm not super impressed. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm also intrigued at the same time. It's a mix of emotions. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. And let me know what you think. Follow me on all the social media stuff, and of course support the 69 Whiskey Podcast. Take care of yourselves. And of course, most importantly, take care of each other. Have a great day.